So I used to be on the women's side of that. How dare he ask for a paternity test? That's just disrespectful. I can't believe he would do that. But now that I'm married and I have kids, so go ahead, dude, test me. That's fine. Like, what does it matter? But unless you're hiding something, that's what matters. Now I get it. Like, oh, this should just be mandatory at this point because of these stories that we're about to go through in this video. But stick around for this one guy that tells his story. But I want you to see this one lady that that just gaslights the heck out of doing this, out of a man genuinely asking, out of which I understand now as because he genuinely doesn't know. It's not a shot at you. It's just, let me just check just in case. And now I get it. I understand, you know?
Are you okay?
No, it just doesn't make sense why we both wouldn't get a paternity test. Like, it doesn't logic to me.
I'm scared. Are you being serious?
I'm scared.
I'm scared.
What do you mean, am I being serious? Like, I want to know why the man...
You're literally scaring me.
Why would that scare you?
You saw me, right?
Wow.
Pregnant twice, both of our sons. And then I physically gave birth to both of them.
Okay.
So I don't have to get a DNA test because I birthed myself.
Well, for him to ask for a DNA test, it means he clearly has his suspicions. And if he's asking for a DNA test...
Because I physically get... No dip, dog. What does that have to do with... What? Like, that is crazy gaslighting. Like, you just switched the whole subject up. Okay, you physically gave birth to a child, but that's not what I'm asking. Is the kid mine or not? Like, that has nothing to do with if the kid is mine or not. That doesn't prove anything. That just proves that you birthed a kid. Not that you birthed my kid. Like, what? That is crazy.
Women really gaslight that, like that. Not to steal your audience, but dudes in the comments, tell stories about how women really gaslight you about something that you think make you think you crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you ready?
Budget law, I was done. I told her, if you're not going to follow the agreement, neither am I. And so I quit paying her. I asked her if I could keep the baby. She said, once you pay, then we can discuss. I told Hadley I wasn't paying her, and we got into it. She's like, you have everything you need to take her back to court. If I stop paying, all the judge is going to hear is that I stopped paying child support. Just saying, but I was at my breaking point. And then I hear from my mom. Now she's telling my parents that they can't even see the baby anymore because I refuse to care for her. Which to Maria, that just means I'm not paying her enough. Yeah. And it's the same thing that she always does. When she can't control me, she goes to my parents because she knows that works. I caved after 6 days and paid her. Just like that, I was allowed to see the baby again. Had they brought up DNA test and me thinking court was imminent, I thought it was a good idea to go ahead and order it. So that weekend when I had the baby, I decided to do it. So me and Hadley are just laying on the couch, laughing about something, and that's when I get a notification. It's an email from Paternity Lab. After I open this email, I read it, and I think I'm reading it wrong, but I scan it 3 times, and I see 0%. I look at Hadley, and I say, I'm not the dad. And I just drop my phone. And she picks it up, and she says, you're reading it wrong. You know, she starts scanning it, you know, and zooming in, and I'm over here just with my hands over my head. She looked at me and she said,
oh my gosh, I can barely watch it.
It felt unreal. I felt shock. And that's when I immediately called my mom.
Oh
Whenever she answered, I just said, I'm not the dad. She didn't know us taking the test. It was a complete shock to her. She yelled at me. She said that that's not real. There's no way. At one point, she was like, there's no way. Y'all have the same eyelashes. Y'all have the same toes. And
bro.
I said, Mama, everybody has eyelashes. I just looked at everything. That's not my kid. So after a week, there's this incredibly weird, like, silence. I feel this pressure on me to, like, make a decision, and I'm trying to tell everybody what else to do, and I don't even know what to do myself. And one night, Hadley comes up to me, and she says that, hey, babe, you know, we can just pretend none of this happened. Whatever you want to do, I support you 100%. And after thinking on that, like, it was definitely an option. No one else knows. We could just go on, continue with our regular lives. I wasn't thinking about Maria and how she treated me at this point.
I think Hadley is his
new girlfriend
now.
Okay. I thought it was the daughter. I was like, oh wow, like,
are you
she's
crying?
Yeah, that broke me, dude. Like, that's just so it's just so sad, dude. Like, can't believe that this is just one story, but there's so many men that are like not only taking on the role of being a dad like with joy and with pride, but then to just be shot down and swept from under you that it's your kid. Like, I can't, just always put it on the other foot. Like, if that was possible for the other way around, imagine how that would feel to you. But because it doesn't work that way the other way, like, but imagine that. Like, just how that would feel inside of all, you have put so much love and effort into this child that you cherish and you adore, that you've been taking on as yours, that now it's just, what? Like, that is such a mind F. Like, excuse me, I don't, but that's what that is. Like, you can't even imagine what that feels like, you know? And it's just, this is crazy. Like, this is so insane that this happens. But after watching the Schopenhauer, whatever that guy, when it explained that back in the day that was the exchange, was when you settled down with a lady, that the exchange was that she's loyal to you, that that way you are guaranteed that is your kid, more than likely, because that was the even exchange, because then you know it's your kid, because back then they couldn't know. But guess what? At this rate, this is what we got to do, because you're wasting your energy, your resources, your love, your heart. That's so tragic. And knowing this man, just from the way he's breaking down about it, is that he's still going to be a part of that kid's life. He's still going to provide. He's still going to love for that baby, because it was his. And in his mind, he can't just let that go, you know, because that's how good men are. That's the benevolence of them. But you know what? In order for y'all's benevolence to not be taken advantage of, definitely mandatory paternity test. That's what it needs to be. Somehow, y'all know how to do it. I don't know how to do it, but men, let's do something about it. And I'll sign something, but I don't know how to go about doing it. But let's make that happen. Like, for real, this is crazy. Because now, on the other foot, now that I know of having my own kids, if my husband asks for that, I don't have anything to worry about. So why would I be offended about it? Why would I be weird about it? No, you only are that way because you're concerned that you're not going to pass it, or that it's going to say that's not his kid. And then you lose the benefits. You lose the resources. That's what it is. It's heartbreaking.
It was just me thinking about my relationship with my daughter. 2 days went by, and all I could think about during those 2 days was how unfair it was that the real dad had been robbed of all this time with her, all those special moments that I spent with her.
Aww.
That is something that he never got to have. I felt like I was taking that if I was to not tell the truth. So at this point, I still haven't made the decision. My parents still don't believe it at all. I decided to do another DNA test. And
they're in denial.
I wanted to see the
hurt.
baby and see how I still felt whenever I held her. So everything was fine at first. She was calling me Dad. And just every time she would call me Dad, it just started to eat at me. At one point, I just started uncontrollably crying, and I had to call my mom to come get her. I couldn't do the test that day. So her mom comes and picks her up, and happily she calms me down. And the next morning, I know that I still need to do the test. So my mom brings the baby back down, and that's when we did the second test. I knew exactly how the results would be, and I knew this would be the last time I'd see her.
Oh,
and that was the single most worst day of my life. And as I'm trying to grieve this, I still have to keep quiet. I'm trying to talk to attorneys. I'm trying to keep my cool. And I still have Maria harassing me and abusing me through messages when I know at this point that it's not my kid.
I'm telling you right now, you're the father.
Right.
Yeah, but how do I know that without you getting a DNA test? Right, but how do we know that they're your kids?
I grew them inside of my body. Look at me. Are you okay?
No, it just doesn't make sense why we both wouldn't get a paternity test. Like, it doesn't.
I'll run through this. I think they say more. Hold on.
Pregnant twice. Both of ours.
Yes.
So you can get a paternity test to see if you're the father or if somebody else is the father. I'm telling you right now, you're the father.
Yeah, but how do I know that without you getting a DNA test?
If a woman gives you a hard time and tries her best to convince you not to get a DNA test,
It's probably
and you have
crazy.
your suspicions,
Because she
Cloudy,
knows what
this
he's
was what some of the
asking.
women in the
But
comment section had to say.
but you're gonna try to throw ridiculous, obvious things at him. Like, okay, I'm not stupid. I know that you had the kid. Duh. That's obvious, but that's not what I'm asking here. And like to go around in circles with that, it's just like one thing that I respect about my husband, and this was something that I had to learn because love my dad to death, but him as well. He wasn't a very stern. I have a stepdad, and he wasn't a very stern, a stern guy. You know what I mean? Like, no, this is what I said. Now do this kind of attitude, like where it demands respect. You know what I mean? But I think a little bit of that is because he took on me as a child that wasn't his either. So a little bit of his kind heart, he didn't want to be that way with me. You know what I mean? All of that. Anyways, but one thing that my husband is like, no, go get the daggone paternity test because I said so. Otherwise, I'm out. And that's what that is. Like, be that way, gentlemen. Like, and I love y'all so much. You have such big hearts and you're so kind. But like, this cannot fly anymore. This is so ridiculous. And so much time that you are spending in these horrible women that where I genuinely think, look, I know that it's bad off, but there's somebody better out there. And if you stay stern on it like that, like, nah, this one chick tried to pull this on me, that's not going to fly with me here. So let me set the boundaries right off the bat for you because I'm not doing that. And then it sets a precipice of what your relationship from then on is going to be, where you demand respect, you have your boundaries, and you set the bar for what your relationship is. Because I can't stand to see y'all going through this mess. For real. Like, this is ridiculous. For real. And mandatory paternity test. And then all us ladies that aren't worried about it, like, shut the heck up. Let them do that. Do the mandatory test too. Because what does it matter to you? If you're not anything to hide, like, who cares? Go and do it too. Like, because it's mandatory. We all need to do it because that's fair. That is fair at this point, you know, because back in the day, the loyalty exchange, somehow they were able to understand this better than we do in this day and age where we can see who the fathers are now. But they understood it better back then. So now, look, we got to pay the price, ladies. That's what it is. All of our ancestors done screwed us over. Well, if that's what it is, that's not that bad of an exchange if you're doing the right thing. But then it holds you to an accountability. It holds you to a responsibility to know who the father is because you had restraint. You were able to keep it within one guy, you know? Like, that's what it is. But it causes us to have that restraint because we have consequences. So that we need to start having consequences. And if all it is a mandatory test for paternity, what does it matter? If you're doing the right thing, just do the right thing. You know?
They were literally encouraging her to get a divorce with him, which would automatically lead to him having to pay child support for
the women in the comments. Look, single women keeps women single.
I quit. That's insane. 24,000 likes.
Yeah.
I hate y'all. I'm sweating now. I'm sweating right now. I swear. I hate y'all. Like, I'm kidding. I love y'all to death because I understood. I used to be, oh my gosh, my own sister, bro. Okay. My own sister of like, yeah, it's this guy. Da, da, da. Years later, we find out it was a completely different guy. He reached out about him. We're like, yo, what? We just acted like it was normal. Like, whatever. No big deal. Who knows who the dad is? Like, what? This is my now. I call him my brephew. He's my nephew that my parents ended up adopting. But it's like, what? This is this kid's life. Like, this is a big deal. Like, we just, as a whole, as a family, are just like, yeah, whatever. We knew that it was like that with her. Like, what? No, that's not okay. Like, that's not okay. This is a young man that is growing into a man, and to know your father is a big deal. That is very important. But we've lost that too. But it's just, this is crazy. I'm sweating.
I think this subject broke her, so we're not gonna carry on any further. But if you want to see her react to more of this stuff, I'll go and research and find more, or y'all send it to us.
I gotta get up for a second after this. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one.